Hey guys, welcome to Coding in Flow. In this video we will learn how we can communicate between two fragments. For this we will send data from one fragment to the underlying activity and from there to the other fragment. Now you might wonder, why do we have to take this detour? Why can't we just send data between these two fragments directly? And the reason for this is reusability. A fragment should be a modular component that is not tightly coupled to another fragment or a particular activity. Because later we might want to use only the green fragment without the blue one. Or we might want to use it in another activity. And for this reason we communicate over interfaces. You will see how to do this in this video, and I will put a link to the code of this example into the description box. Let's start by preparing the layout for our two fragments. So we go into our res folder, into layout. We right click on layout and create a new layout resource file. We call the first one fragment_a and change the layout into a linear layout. Then we click OK. Down here we switch over to the text tab. And we will keep this layout simple. We will just give it a background color and put an edit text and a button in here. The orientation is already set to vertical. And we give it a background color with Android colon background. Add Android colon. And let's make the first one green. So we take this color / holo green light. Let's also give it a padding of 16 dp and a gravity of center horizontal. And in here we want to put one edit text and one button. Opening angle bracket edit text, match parent width, wrap content height. We give it an ID so we can find it later in Java code. Android colon ID, add plus ID / and we call it edit_text to keep the name simple. Below we put our one button, opening angle bracket button, wrap content width and height. And since we set the gravity to center horizontal, this button is now centered horizontally. We set the text to OK or whatever you want. And it also needs an ID. Button_OK. And let's also change the height of this linear parent layout to wrap content. So it's only as high as the content that is in it. Okay, that's it for our first layout. Now we simply copy paste this for fragment B. We press Ctrl Z, Ctrl V. And in this window here we simply change the name to fragment_B. We click OK. And now in this fragment B we change the color to blue, for example. And we can keep the rest as it is. Now we need the corresponding Java classes for these fragments. So we right click on our package and create a new Java class. We call the first one fragment A, and the superclass is fragment, this one here with the v4 in its package name. We keep the rest as it is and click OK. And first we create two member variables at the top. One for our edit text, private edit text, and we simply call it edit text. And our private button, which we call button OK. And now we want to inflate our layout, so this fragment knows which layout it's supposed to show. For this we override onCreateView, this one here. We can delete this return statement, and instead we write viewV equals inflator, which is the layout inflator that we get passed here, dot inflate, then we pass our layout with r.layout.fragment_a, comma container, comma false, semicolon. Container is the parent view where our fragment layout gets its layout parameters from, and attached to root has to do with how this fragment will be added to its parent layout. But you don't have to understand this in detail. With this view we can get references to our edit text and our button. So we write edit text equals v.findViewById, r.id. And the ID of our edit text, which was edit_text. The same for our button OK equals v.findViewById, r.id. button_OK. And lastly below we return this view v which we just created. This will set this layout as our fragment layout. Okay, and now we could already show our fragment, but we can't do anything with it. In order to communicate with the underlying activity we have to create an interface. We do this above on CreateView. We write public interface and we call this fragment A listener. We don't put parentheses in here, but just a pair of curly braces. And in here we define one interface method. Void for the return type, we call it on input asend, and it will take an argument, which is a char sequence, that we call input. No pair of curly braces, just a semicolon outside. Now the char sequence is the type of which we will send our text. We could also send this as a string, but char sequence is more general, so we don't have to transform it to a string. And we will later implement this interface into our activity, and then we also have to implement this method there. Then we can call this method from here, pass this argument input to it, and this will be sent to our activity. And this is pretty similar to an onClick listener, for example, which is also an interface. When we implement an onClick listener into our activity, we have to override an onClick method. But instead we implement our fragment A listener and this onInputAsend method. But you can also change these names if you want. You don't have to use the exact same names. Next we create another member variable for this fragment A listener. Private fragment A listener, and we call it listener. This listener will then be the activity that uses our fragment. Then we go back into onCreateView and set an onClick listener on our button OK. Button OK.set onClick listener, and we pass a new onClick listener. In here we can define what we want to do when we click this button. And in here we want to get the input out of our edit text and send this to our main activity and from there to our other fragment. And we get the input of our edit text with char sequence. Let's call it input equals edit text.getText. And now to send this to our activity we use our interface method. So we take our listener and call dot onInputAsend and pass our input char sequence. And this will be sent to whoever implements this interface. In our case this will be our main activity. But this also means we have to assign this variable. Because right now this is just null, so it doesn't know where to send this information. And a good way to do this is in the onAttach callback. So we go outside of our onCreateView method here and override onAttach. And as the name implies, this method will be called when our fragment is attached to our activity. This is a good moment to also assign this listener. But for this we first have to check if our activity implements this interface, because only then it will work. Here we check if context, then we write instance of fragment A listener. The context is our activity. Here we check if our activity implements this interface. If this is the case, we want to take our listener variable and assign it to this context, which is our activity. We also have to cast this to a fragment A listener, like this, and that's it. This means we implemented this interface into our activity. If we forgot it, else, we want to throw a runtime exception and show what went wrong. So we write throw new runtime exception, and in here we can print a log message. We write context.toString, which will display the name of our activity, and I'm gonna continue in the next line, plus, and then we add a string, space, must implement fragment A listener, semicolon. So if we forget to implement this interface, we will throw an exception, our app will crash, and we will see main activity must implement fragment A listener. This is actually not necessary, but it's good practice because this way we avoid confusion if someone forgot to implement this interface and is wondering why this doesn't work. And you will see this pattern here in fragments pretty often. Okay, and one more method we have to override onDetach, which is when we remove this fragment from our activity, then we only want to set our listener to null, because then we don't need this reference to our activity anymore. Okay, nice, and now we have our interface in place, which means that we can send data from our fragment to whatever activity uses this fragment. So we type something into our edit text, we press our OK button, which will send this input over this interface method to our activity. There we implement this onInputAsend and can fetch this input, and then send it to the other fragment. And we will add one more method that will update our edit text when we receive this input. It has to be public because we want to call it from our activity, void, and let's call it update edit text. And it also takes a char sequence, which we call, for example, new text. Again, you can choose these names here as you want. Here we take our edit text, call.zText, and pass our new text. And this is how we get our data from the activity into this fragment. Okay, if this was confusing, just take a look at the code in the description box. But we are almost done. We will simply copy paste the fragment A Java class, Ctrl-Z, Ctrl-V. We change this here to fragment B and click OK. And in here we only have to do some slight changes. We want to rename our interface to a fragment B listener. Now we copy this and put it everywhere where we have our fragment A listener as red text. Down here as well, here, and in this message here as well. And we change our interface method name to input bsend. And again we copy this and change it here where we call it. And lastly, not to forget, we also have to change the layout here to r.layout.fragment_b, of course. And that's it for our fragments. Now let's prepare our main activity layout. So we switch over into our activity main.xml file. We delete this text view and change the root layout into a linear layout, which we give the orientation vertical. And in here we will simply put two frame layouts which will work as the containers for our fragments. Opening angle bracket frame layout, match parent width, wrap content height. We can change this to a self-closing tag with a slash. And we give it an ID the usual way, and we call it container_a. And now we copy this for the second one, paste it below, and simply change the ID to container b. And that's already it for the main activity layout. Now let's switch over to our main activity Java file. And first we create variables for our two fragments. A private fragment A, which we call fragment A, and a private fragment B, which we call fragment B. And in our onCreate method we create instances of these fragments. Fragment A equals new fragment A, fragment B equals new fragment B. Simple. And now we want to display these fragments in our two frame layouts. So write get support fragment manager dot begin transaction. I'm gonna continue in the next line dot replace the ID of our first container r.id.container_a. And what do we want to put in here? We want to put our fragment A in here. We don't close this yet because below we call replace again, pass our r.id.container_b and our fragment B. And lastly below we call .commit to execute this. And this will place our two fragments in our two frame layouts. And now, as I explained before, to get the data from our fragments to our activity, we have to implement these two interfaces we created. So we go up here to public class main activity extends app comment activity. Behind this, before the curly brace, we write implements, search for our fragment A listener, comma, fragment B listener. This way we implement these two interfaces. And now we get this warning because we also have to implement our two interface methods, onInputAsend and onInputBsend. So let's do this below our onCreate method. We press Ctrl I. And here our two methods are already selected. We keep them selected and click OK. And now we have our callback methods with our char sequence input, which is the input of our edit text that we send over this method to the activity. And now what do we want to do with it? We want to send it to the other fragment. This is what we created this update edit text method for. So here we get the input from fragment A. So we take our fragment B, call dot update edit text, and pass this input. And vice versa, on input bsend we write fragment A dot update edit text and pass the input here as well, which this time is the input from the fragment B edit text. Now calling a public method on our fragment is one way of sending data. Another way is creating a new instance of our fragment here and sending this data while creating the fragment. If you want to know how to send data to a fragment when you create it, then you can watch my video on the new instance method, which you will find when you click on the little eye in the top right corner of this video. Okay, and that's already it. Let's test it. Here are our two fragments. Hello, we press OK, and we see it in the other fragment's edit text. World, OK, and we set it back to fragment A. Now I know that this whole interface thing can be a bit confusing at the beginning, but just try it a couple times and you will get the hang of it. If this was helpful, please leave a like, and if you want more tutorials, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.